Hello, I am Rachel with Rachel Detroit Coaching. And what I do is I help people find sustainable vitality and health through lifestyle changes, right? So we change the way we eat, the way we move, the way we sleep, our stress, our relationships, our substance intake, and then we create this life full of vitality. All right, so what I want to talk about today is why you are not meeting your weight and health goals when you're eating a healthy diet, right? And in particular, a lot of folks here follow a whole food plant based diet, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. So, why we're not, and this goes for any diet you're following, why you're not meeting your health and weight goals when following a diet. So, the biggest mistake made, especially on a whole food plant based diet, and I'm guilty for this situation too, the biggest mistake made is that we free flow through it, right? We're not counting the calories. We're not paying attention. It's limitless. I know when I first participated in a whole food plant based diet, I felt so good right off the bat. And I was just like, well, this is unlimited. I can eat as much as possible. It's so good for me. There's no oil, it's all vegetables. And the truth is, it doesn't work like that. So it's like we're lacking structure in our diet. We're lacking a plan. We're lacking, and so for example, like if let's say we overeat, this would be a story. If we overeat like a bunch of brownies, we don't have structure to go back in place. So it's easier to continue on overeating and overeating and overeating because we're lacking the structure. So another issue is that we lack a structure in what we're eating and how we're eating, right? And so there's been points of my whole food plant-based eating career where I have gained up to like 10 pounds. And I'm like, wow, this isn't supposed to happen. It should be going the other way. And then I realize I'm lacking structure. I'm lacking consistently. And so when we eat freely, we're not keeping in mind caloric intake, right? That's when we gain weight and we don't meet our goals and we don't lose weight. Okay, and how do we fix this, right? Well, the first thing is that we need a structure, right? And the way to lose or maintain weight is to lose, we need a calorie deficit, right? And so if you don't even know where your caloric intake should be, that's the first step. And like, so for example, people say, oh, I can just eat the Daily Dozen, Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen, or I can just follow low carb and don't count. And I can just, the reason those diets work is because there is a calorie deficit in there. So if you went through Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen and you calculated all the calories for all the foods, it's going to be a decreased caloric intake than freelance eating. If you look at, let's say, for example, keto, right? They take off 1/3, right? 1/3, you're not eating carbs, 1/3 of the nutrient density. So of course there's a caloric deficit, right? And so whatever you want to, whatever area, and if you think of a low fat diet, you're taking 1/3 the fat out of there. That's 1/3 of the calories out of there. So of course there's a deficit. So the first thing to do to revitalize that, to reinstate and create a structure around your eating would be to understand where should you be in terms of calorie. And I'm just going to tell you a quick and easy way to calculate your caloric intake. So for example, if you are, I'm just going to use, I'm going to use mine, 150 pounds, right, for an example. So if I want to lose weight, I'm going to multiply this number by 10. 10 is going to make me lose weight, 1,500 calories. And then if I find I'm too hungry, then I'll multiply it by 11, right? And it'll give me, I got my calculator here, 1650, right? And so basically if you take your weight and you multiply it by 10, 11, or 12, that's going to give you a calorie deficit that works for your body, right? So 10, 11, or 12, and that's how many calories you should intake. And let's talk about protein if you want to lose weight, right? This is all about losing weight. Then we'll get into maintaining. Then we'll talk about bulking, right? And so let's talk about protein. So, okay, I'm 150 pounds. A lot of people would say, I need to eat 150 grams of protein. And I've done that before. I've tried it. It keeps you satisfied if you're in the gym a lot. It really, and that's hard. So I would eat anywhere from 100 to 150 grams of protein, and that's what I do daily. So it's like a lot of times in the whole food plant-based culture, we ignore this idea of protein because it said you can get enough protein from all these plants. But if you're not eating a structured whole food plant-based diet, you're not going to get all the essential protein and all the essential nutrients. You don't get it from eating 75 dates. It doesn't work that way. So you need structure. So if you want a calorie deficit, if you want a baseline for where your caloric intake should be for the weight loss spectrum, right? You're going to take your weight and multiply it by 10, 11, or 12 and consume that amount of calories. 12 is on the less aggressive form of weight loss. 11 is in the middle, and 10 would be a more aggressive amount of calorie reduction for weight loss, right? And so let's say we want to maintain our weight. Then you're going to do 13, 14, 15. Multiply by those numbers. If you want to gain weight, you're going to multiply 16, 17, 18, and whatever that caloric amount is, intake that and you will gain weight. So let's say you're bulking up. You'll multiply your weight by 16, 17, or 18, right? So I'll go through the numbers again just to create a structure. So if you want to reduce your weight, you need a plan, right? And you want solution to, oh, well, why am I not reducing my weight when I'm on a diet, a healthy diet? Well, it's the lack of structure, it's the lack of consistency, and the lack of commitment, and probably the lack of protein. And don't hate me, my whole food plant-based lovers. I'm with you. We can get it from plants, but you have to intentionally get it from plants. You have to intentionally get it. So we'll go over the number structure again, and we'll wrap up with this. So if you want to lose weight, you need a caloric deficit. It's science. People say, oh, it's my genetic makeup. No, it's not. It's science. Follow the structure. If you need some help, I'm your girl, but follow the structure and go from there. Okay, so if you want to lose weight, you're going to multiply your weight. Take your weight, and we'll multiply it by 10, 11, or 12. So those are the three numbers that provide a caloric reduction for your weight. It's really simple. It's a really simple equation. It's not backed by all this crazy. It's just a really easy way to give you some structure. 10, 11, or 12. Multiply it by that. So for example, if you're 200 pounds and you want to lose weight, you're going to multiply by 10, 11, or 12. If you want the more extreme side of weight loss, multiply it by 10. If you want it to be a little, not as quick, multiply it by 11. You'll still lose weight by all this. And if you don't want it to be as aggressive, multiply it by 12. So you take your weight and you multiply it by 10, 11, or 12, and that's going to give you a caloric deficit to help you with your weight loss. Continue to eat a whole food plant-based diet and choose the foods and make a pattern for what is going to fit in that thing. And in terms of protein, take your weight. For me, I'm 150 pounds. I'm going to eat anywhere from 100 grams to 150 grams of protein. And that's because I want to get lean and strong, right? So that's what I do. If you want to maintain where you are, you're going to multiply your weight by 13, 14, or 15, right? 15 is getting closer to gaining. 13 is like low maintenance. Like maintenance, you'll pretty much stay stable. And then if you want to gain weight, multiply 16, 17, 18. And if you really want to gain weight quickly, multiply by 19, 20, or 21 and have that be your caloric intake. So the point is, I'll wrap up with this. We're getting long here on this video, but the point is that in order to lose weight, maintain weight, gain weight, whatever you want to do on your diet, you need a structure and you need a plan. Okay, so that is why it's not working. That is how you fix it. My name is Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach, and what I do, I help people find this structure. I create meal plans for people with the caloric Not everyone, because not everyone wants it, but for the people who need it and the people who want it, with the caloric structure that identifies the calories, the protein, the fat, the sodium, the fiber, the everything, right? And so if you're looking for that type of structure, if you need assistance in that realm, I create the meal plans, I create the recipes, I create the grocery list, all of these things for you. Reach out if you're looking for a consultation. I'm taking on new clients right now. Again, my name is Rachel Detroit. This is how you fix that problem, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take good care. Bye.